Hello, my friend. Welcome. Today's story will be about courage. If you're ready, let's begin. Once upon a time, in a kingdom far away, during a time when courage was the most valuable treasure, there lived a young knight named Jack. Jack was as brave as his name, but deep in his heart he carried a fear. He believed that courage was needed not only in great battles, but sometimes in the hardest moments as well. Courage wasn't just about slaying dragons or winning wars. It was about facing your inner struggles and doubts, even when they seemed impossible to overcome. The kingdom was under great threat. A wicked dragon had started to terrorize the villagers, taking their lands, burning their crops, and leaving a trail of destruction wherever it went. The queen was desperately searching for a brave knight to protect her people, a knight who could stand against the dragon and restore peace to the kingdom. Every knight in the land was summoned, but it was Jack's name that the queen called for. Everyone knew of Jack's valor. He had proven himself in battles and challenges throughout the kingdom. His strength was unmatched, but it was his heart that truly set him apart. When Jack received the queen's summons, he hesitated. The fear deep inside his heart made him think, "What if I fail? What if I am not strong enough to defeat the dragon? What if my bravery isn't enough this time?" These thoughts plagued him, and for the first time, Jack felt the weight of his fear bearing down on him. But then he remembered something important. Courage wasn't just about being fearless. It was about moving forward despite the fear. With this thought, he gathered his courage and decided to go to the queen, to offer his help and his heart, no matter the outcome. When Jack arrived at the queen's palace, he was greeted warmly by the queen, a wise and gentle ruler who understood the true nature of bravery. "Dear knight," said the queen, her voice both soothing and firm, "we need you to protect our kingdom. You may be the one who can defeat the dragon, but remember, courage doesn't always bring victory. What truly matters is doing the right thing, even when the path is unclear, even when the cost is great." Jack looked into the queen's eyes, and for the first time, he realized that she wasn't asking him to defeat the dragon for glory or fame. She wasn't asking for a hero's victory. She was asking him to stand for what was right. As he listened to her words, a sense of relief filled his heart. Now he understood the true meaning of courage. Courage wasn't about winning a victory. It was about doing what was right, staying on the right path, and helping others even when it seemed impossible. With renewed determination, Jack set off on his journey. The path ahead was fraught with dangers. He had to cross storms that raged with fierce winds and unrelenting rain, forests so dark and thick that even the bravest of knights could lose their way. He scaled rocky cliffs and faced treacherous mountain passes. At every turn, Jack's fear tried to take hold of him. But each time, he took a deep breath, remembered the queen's words, and gathered his courage to press forward. One day, after many weeks of travel, Jack reached the cave where the dragon lived. The entrance was enormous, its jagged edges resembling the teeth of some great beast. A frightening sound echoed from deep within the cave, a growl so loud that it shook the ground beneath his feet. Jack's heart raced, and his mind was filled with doubt. What if the dragon was too strong? What if he wasn't enough? But Jack knew that he couldn't turn back now. He had come this far, and the right thing to do was to face the fear head on. He took a deep breath and stepped into the cave. The air inside was thick and heavy, the darkness so deep it seemed to swallow all light. The massive dragon, with scales as black as night and eyes glowing like embers, saw him and roared, "Who are you? Do you think you can stop me? Do you think your courage will be enough to defeat me?" Jack stood tall, despite the terror creeping into his bones. His voice was steady as he replied, "Yes, I think I can stop you. But I didn't come here to fight. I came here to talk." The dragon, taken aback by Jack's words, paused. For a long moment, there was silence. Jack could see the confusion in the dragon's eyes, a flicker of doubt, as if the creature itself was unsure of its own path. Jack continued, "Is scaring people and taking their lands really your purpose? Are you truly happy this way? I understand that you may have been hurt, but fear and anger cannot be the answer." For the first time, the dragon fell silent. The cave was still, except for the faint sound of the dragon's breathing. After a long pause, the dragon spoke softly, "Maybe you are right. I've lived in fear and been all alone. I thought that if I could make others fear me, they would respect me. But it never felt right. I have hurt so many. I don't know how to stop." Jack's heart softened. "You don't have to be alone," he said gently. "You can choose a different path. You don't have to live in fear anymore. There is a place where kindness can heal the wounds of the past." At the end of their conversation, Jack and the dragon made their way back to the village together. The dragon walked slowly beside Jack, its massive form casting a long shadow over the ground. As they approached the villagers watched in awe. They had seen the dragon before, its terrifying presence looming over them like a dark cloud. They had hidden in their homes whenever it passed, too afraid to even look outside. Now, to see the dragon walking beside Jack, calmly and peacefully, was beyond anything they could have imagined. The dragon, feeling the eyes of the villagers upon it, began to feel uneasy. It had spent so long being feared and misunderstood that now, in the face of kindness and curiosity, it didn't know what to expect. Jack turned to the dragon and said, "Don't worry. No one here will harm you. They will get to know you, and they will love you. True strength comes from helping others, not from scaring them." The dragon nodded slowly, though doubt still lingered in its heart. "I'm not sure if I can truly do this," it said, "but I came here with you, and I have decided to stay." Jack reassured the dragon, explaining how the villagers were kind-hearted and open-minded. The dragon, for the first time, realized that no one was judging it. Instead, someone had shown it a different path, a path of kindness and compassion. As they entered the villagers didn't retreat in fear. Instead, they approached the dragon with cautious curiosity. They offered it food and water, speaking to it in gentle voices. At first, the dragon remained tense, unsure of how to respond. But as the villagers continued to show kindness and care, the dragon began to relax. Over time, the villagers grew to see the dragon not as a monster, but as a new friend. They learned that the dragon's past actions had been driven by fear and loneliness, and now they saw the possibility of change. The dragon became a beloved member of the village. It helped protect the fields from storms and guided travelers through the mountains. It had found its place not as a creature of fear, but as a guardian of peace. Jack's bravery had not only changed the dragon, but also transformed the entire community. The villagers, once so afraid, now saw the dragon as a symbol of redemption, of the power of second chances, and the strength that comes from embracing kindness. When Jack returned to the Queen, the entire village celebrated his return with a grand feast. "Dear knight," said the queen with pride, "you are not just brave enough to defeat an enemy, but you are also wise enough to win people's hearts. You have shown us all that true courage is not about winning a battle. It is about bringing about change with love and understanding." Jack felt a bit shy in the face of the queen's praise. "I only tried to do what was right," he replied humbly. "Courage isn't always about fighting. Sometimes it's about touching someone's heart and showing them the right way." Peace returned to the kingdom, and the dragon's new life was a beacon of hope for all who had ever felt lost or alone. Jack's bravery had not only saved the kingdom from a terrible threat, but it had also shown the people that courage was not just about physical strength. It was about being kind, understanding, and courageous enough to change the world around you. Years passed, and Jack grew older, but his courage never wavered. The people of the kingdom still looked up to him, not just as a hero, but as a teacher who had shown them the true meaning of courage. Jack had become a living legend, a symbol of the power of doing what was right, even when it was difficult or scary. One day, a young knight approached him and asked, "Master Jack, what is the greatest secret of courage?" Jack smiled, his eyes filled with wisdom gained over the years. "Courage," he said softly, "is not about being fearless. Courage is about doing what is right despite fear. Fear will always be there, but knowing what is right in your heart and following that will always keep you on the right path." If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more magical tales. Your support means a lot, and by subscribing, you'll be the first to know when new stories are uploaded. Thank you for being part of our journey, and we hope to see you in the next adventure.